We are live, we are direct with the She Leads, She Sells podcast with Gail Keyes-Allen and certified life coach, nutrition coach, business coach with all of the qualification, now helping women over 50 to step into their dreams and fulfill them. She's all about taking intention into execution. Life begins at 50 and beyond with Gail and her clients. Welcome to the podcast studio. She leads, she sells, Gail.
Hey, thank you.
Wow. Great to have you here. In your
Great
most
to be
recent
here.
Facebook post, you pointed to a picture. Let's change. What do you want to change?
I want to change people's attitude about their life because I believe that everything you do, like people just put things in buckets. It's like the job here, the relationship here, the body here, but it all starts with us. And you have to be the person that you desire to be, and then all of those buckets work out.
No, that makes sense. I love that. How are you helping women over 50 to get visible, like to step into that leadership, especially now when engagement might be down on the profile, trust low? What are you
Yeah.
doing?
I'm all about resonance. So I'm encouraging my clients, and what I do is tell the truth, like the honest truth about things. So if things suck, be honest and say they suck. Like one thing about being online is everybody wants everything to look pretty. But I've found that when I have a Substack and I write on Substack and it's kind of like a blog-ish. When I tell about the stories about the struggles, the challenges, but also I say that people are nosy. And the way they get to know, like, and trust us is for us to pull the curtain back. And so I tell my clients, first of all, people are nosy. So tell them some things that you might not normally talk about. Like I shared a story about a guy I dated who was 23 years younger than me. People were shocked, right? I got a client from that.
Wow.
I She wanted to be like me. That's why I say resonance. When people resonate with you and they start trusting you. I told another story about how when I was getting ready to leave corporate, I wanted to have a photo shoot done. And I left corporate 4 years ago to do my business full time. And so I spent $5,000 on a stylist and clothes. The woman I hired was work with famous people. We have to think big. So I tell my clients, you have to think big. You have to become her, become the woman you desire to be ahead of time. That's what I tell them. And so from that post, people are like shocked, like who does that? People do it all the time, but they don't talk about it. So I say the things that people are afraid to say, and I encourage my clients to do the same thing. Tell their story. Tell the things that I go after things that might have a bit of a shock value or outside of the box.
Hmm.
I share my age. I I I I got a client doing squats on I was doing squats on TikTok. Like
Wow.
I just decided I was going to be silly. And I'm like, all these young people are being silly on TikTok. I mean, I'm here in my office. I decided every hour I'm going to get up and do squats. So I'm like, let me just record myself doing squats. I then go live on Substack like a week or so later. A lady reaches out to me and says, do you have a link where we can have a conversation? We seem to have a lot in common. We get on the call, and I said, how do you know about me? She said, the crazy thing is, I see this lady on TikTok, and she's saying she's in her 60s. I sent it to my sister, forget all about it. She said, then Substack, I'm on Substack and they tell me you're going live. I don't know you, but I see you look pretty cool. So she gets on the live, and on the live, I start talking about the same thing. Like, I do these crazy things. I did squats on Substack. And she's like, oh my God, that's the same lady. So we get on a call, and people pick your brain a lot. And I said, so she said, I really need your advice on something like related to business. And I said, instead of me giving you advice, hire me and then I will coach you around your limiting beliefs. And she said, okay, that's how we make sales. I don't have a script. I don't like follow these traditional things. I connect with people, and that's what I want people to do.
Wow. So you're saying connection is one of the ways in which you find is working for you in terms of sales, correct?
Totally, totally.
Mm,
And asking for the sale.
mm.
Asking for the sale. That's the thing. So many people are afraid to ask, or they're very awkward, or they follow a script. I don't do any of those things. I talk to people like they're real people. We have real conversations.
Tell me, amongst women over 50,
Hmm.
what might the challenges be in terms of them being able to charge $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 for the expertise?
They feel like imposters. Like so many women feel like imposters, like they can't ask for what they desire. And it's a mind thing. It really is. It's not based on your experience or, who you've worked with before or anything. It's a mind thing. When I first started out, I went from 3,000 for 6 months to 5,000 for 6 months to 10,000 for 6 months to 15,000. I was scared every time I said it. Like the first time when I was at five, my coach said, "You're an excellent coach, double your rates." And I was just like, oh my God. But I'm an A student, so I'm like, I'm paying him for that. So that really, that's what people have to do. They have to do it uncomfortably. They have to say it and feel it. It's not anything that you can really teach somebody. They
Hmm.
have to practice and embody it. They can't just think that all of a sudden one day they're going to wake up and be comfortable with saying those numbers. I don't think it ever becomes that comfortable. It just has to do with the belief that you're providing a service that the person needs. And like I said, the first time I said it, the woman's like the 10K, she said, "Oh, okay. How do I pay you?" And okay, so people think if they're afraid, don't do it. But my thing is, and I tell people this, I'm like, when you feel like you're going to poop in your pants, you know that you're doing the right thing and you're growing. You have to be afraid. You have to have an upset stomach. You have to have fear. You might be sweating, but you say it anyway. And that's what I tell them. I teach stepping into the power position. That's what I call it, the position of power. This is my office, my business. I'm in charge. I don't have a boss, right? So I'm in the power position. That's what I teach them. I tell them they run this.
Makes sense. It kind of reminds me a little bit about this book here, Ego is the Enemy. And often people might project a problem that is not necessarily theirs, maybe something in the past. Oh, like, hey, someone said no before,
Right.
or some unworthiness from the past, or the future. What if they say no? What will they think of me in the future?
Right.
Rather than being present, making
Well,
the offer with the best of their ability. So the ego drags both
yeah,
ways. You know,
totally.
things are worse than they are, or sometimes on the other end, things are better, and then you get dragged down in that respect. So,
Well, I really believe, especially as women, because so many women feel like they have to prove themselves and make people happy. And my thing is, and I tell them all the time, you have to fall in love with yourself. And when you fall in love with yourself, you don't care what other people think.
mm,
Because so many women are like, oh, I have gray hair, I have wrinkles, I have this, I have that. Like you said, the ego. They're going to judge me. What if they say no? The same thing. And who cares? Like, I learned from my mentor that success is built on a pile of no's. And that the more you hear no, the closer you are to a yes. And so the thing is, and everybody is not meant to work with us.
100%.
Everybody is not meant to be your client. So no,
100%.
no is not an attack on us. Now,
Mm,
I'm not delusional. It doesn't feel good, when people say no, but on to the next. That's my attitude, and that's what I tell my clients. When you love yourself so much that you're standing in that power position, no matter what people say, you don't change your opinion of yourself. You're
100%.
grounded in who you are.
100%. I mean, for me, like two phrases come to mind. Number one, yes lives in the land of no.
Mm,
And so, hey, look, we cannot get to the yes unless we experience no. It's like trying to separate night and day. We
right,
can't heads and tails,
right.
like there's gonna be an element of no, that
Totally.
we can't, and also no, no means next opportunity,
Mm,
because that's what we have, right? We have
right.
another opportunity to serve, to connect, to give, and to really thrive in that respect. Tell me, what books are you reading? So you saw Ego as the Enemy there. Like, what's on
Oh,
your
you
shelf?
know
Like,
what?
what are you digging into?
Oh, I wish I had known because I don't have it in front of me.
No,
My favorite book is U Squared by
you.
Price, U and then squared the two by
Okay,
Price Pritchett. And
okay.
it's about quantum leaping your results.
Oh
It
wow.
is it is only 36 pages. I used to keep it on my desk because I either give it to a client or I tell them to buy it. Um, and the other one I do have here, Psycho
Oh
Cybernetics.
wow. Powerful. Yeah,
Yeah,
psycho-cybernetics. Yeah.
yes. You got that on your shelf too?
I got that copy as well. I got that. Yeah. I got
Yeah.
that copy. Yeah.
But U Square, I before I quit my job, I had an hour commute. I live outside of DC and I used to work in DC, actually near the White House. And I
Hmm.
used to carry that book in my bag and read it almost every day to the point where the book fell apart. I had to buy another one.
Wow.
It is powerful. And then I just want to share one little antidote in the book, and that is there was a room, a boardroom. There was a fly in the room, and the fly was in the window, and it
Mm,
kept buzzing, buzzing, buzzing at the window, buzzing, trying to get out,
mm.
just frustrating itself and getting more and more tired until they found the fly dead in the window.
Wow.
The whole thing is the fly could have turned around and flown out the door.
Wow.
But and that's what we do. We keep pushing, 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 trying to make the same thing work when all we needed is a change of perspective.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so powerful because it's like, oh, my mentor told me to do this, so I'm just going to keep doing this and keep doing
Wow.
this,
What a
right?
great insight. Wow.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry. Can you get that book up? I'm just gonna take a quick snapshot. Like readers, Ali, let me just take a quick snapshot of this. You know what I mean? Because it's always good. Thank you.
You're
It's
welcome.
always good to share these stories. And look, this is why, yes, mentors are great, but we have to be led not just by the mentor, we have to be spirit led.
Spirit.
Our spirit will tell us. We have to be soul led. Our
Yes.
souls will tell us. We have to be
Yeah.
market led. The
Yeah.
market is telling us signs. Like you might say, hey, look, women over 50 have the most money and are the most sizable group online, but maybe they're the most underserved.
Totally.
Who is
Totally.
being served now? Like we all see the ladies in bikinis holding up the balloons, swimming in the money, right? Hey, we see them.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
they're not
Right.
underserved, that group.
Right.
The people in Dubai and that flashy lifestyle.
Yeah.
But we have the experts who are over 50 who they matter too. They
Totally,
matter too.
totally, totally. And we have so much knowledge and wisdom and
A
experience.
hundred
And when
percent.
you lit me up when you said soul, because I worked with a mentor who told us, not just me, but the group in the
Mm.
mastermind, do not do discounts or scholarships. And her and I kind of would butt heads because I felt like it's my business. I can do whatever I want, right? So I didn't listen to her and I offered scholarships. I made 50K in 10 days,
Wow.
not listening to her.
Wow.
50K offering scholarships because I was getting ready. That's when I was going from 5K to 10K. So I told them, apply for these scholarships. I'll give it to you at 5K, but you got to get it done by this date. So the scholarship wasn't free. It was positioned as I'm raising my price, but if you've been thinking about working with me, get it now. And then a couple of people didn't make the deadline and paid me the 10K.
Well.
I didn't listen to her.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes spirit, we have to listen to spirit. And I named a program one time, and this I was still in corporate then, and spirit, I get these downloads, and the name of the program was She Ready.
Wow.
I I never would speak like that. I was raised to speak properly, you know?
Wow.
But Spirit said, call it She Ready and charge. I can't remember the amount, like
Yeah.
1,500. It was a group
Yeah. Yeah.
program.
Yeah.
I was still in corporate. I made $23,000 in that launch
That's what's up.
called She Ready.
That's what's up.
So I listened, just like when I moved my email list from Flowdesk to Substack. In the month of May, I got 922 subscribers
Wow.
because Spirit told me this ain't working over here. And instead of fighting this, start writing. You're a writer. I always wanted to be a writer. So now I identify as a coach and a writer. And
Wow.
I named my Substack the Old Black Lady Chronicles
Oh
and
wow.
started telling my stories. And people say, why do you call yourself an old black lady? I said, because according to society, I'm old, I'm black, and I'm a woman, and all those things should work against me,
Wow.
but they don't. They don't. So that's going back to the resonance and to speaking the truth and showing up boldly in who we are.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. No, it's powerful. You've taken a pivot to writing Substack. Are you also speaking? Do you do master classes? Do you do speaking gigs? What else do you do in terms of
Yeah.
like, yeah,
I,
marketing, yeah, for
right.
yourself?
I love master classes, so I do master classes. In fact, I'm planning one for like in 2 weeks. I had gotten away from them and again was following other people's advice, do reels and all this other stuff. But the master classes are really my magic. Like and
No, yeah,
yeah, people tell me, oh, and I have this belief when people hear my voice, they are called to move. So
100%.
I definitely decided I used to do them regularly and
Fair
I
enough.
I definitely noticed a difference in my business. The other thing I do is challenges.
Oh,
So
nice, lovely.
yeah, in May, but writing. So I did a challenge where I wrote for 5 days straight on Substack,
Wow,
did 5 videos to go with it and put them on YouTube. And I got 3 coaching clients
wow,
from doing that. So like I said, I follow spirit. I follow
beautiful.
what's fun for me.
Stop there, stop there, stop there. We have to stop there because I was speaking to a lady who closed 180K AI contract that, we're due to do a podcast soon. And she said to me, when she encounters other ladies, they say, how do you do your marketing? Like, how do you network? Like, how do I read the script? She went, stop right there. You're focusing on the wrong things.
Right.
How you succeed is you make it fun. You have a good time. And then people can see that you are in spirit. And where does the word inspiration come from?
Totally.
In spirit.
Totally.
That's the
Yes.
punchline. Yeah.
Yes. The I love AI, and I keep like toying with it, playing with it, making my own personalized GPTs, but I haven't put an offer out there related to it yet, but that's another direction. I mean, I really feel like my whole thing is I want to teach women over 50 AI because so many people are afraid of technology. That's the other thing too, but how can you make it fun? And how do you live in a world with technology and you're afraid of it? You can't hide from it.
Hmm.
You can't. So a lot of the issues with women over 50 is them thinking that their life was going to be a certain way.
Hmm.
And now knowing or learning that in order to survive, you've got to pivot, you've got to keep shifting, you've got to keep changing and upgrading. And I call it glowing up, becoming the next version of yourself.
Hmm.
That's a big thing. When you're young, you don't really think about those things. But as you get older, you can get set in your ways, and resist change. But the biggest thing is you have to embrace change.
Wow. That's the punchline. What's the big target for you over the next year? Like, what would be, I meet you in 12 months from now. You say, Jay, I hit the goal.
Yeah, I
What
mean,
was that goal?
one of them is doubling my subscribers and my impact. Um, yeah, doubling. So yeah, that would be the biggest thing because I want to be everywhere. Like I want people to know my name. A lot of people do know my name. I mean, in fact, I ran into someone at like a lunch place that knew me from Facebook. I didn't know her, so I want to be like a household name. This woman, because next year I'll be 70.
Wow.
So how many 70-year-old women are online doing this work? I don't know any, especially women of color. I don't know any. So I want people to know this 70-year-old is out there killing it, inspiring people, and yeah, double my impact. Because when you double your impact, you double your income. I really believe that. So and my goal too is to do a photo shoot in athletic wear. So my other photo shoots have all been like professional, suits and things. My next photo shoot I do when I turn 70 is going to be in athletic wear. So my other thing is to get in the best physical shape I've ever been in.
Wow. That is amazing. What would you
Yeah.
say could be your biggest roadblock or the biggest challenge in upping those subscribers and really getting more people, um,
Yeah.
yeah, to follow your work?
The biggest distraction, and I'm feeling it now, is what's going on here in the U.S. politically.
Mm.
That's really the biggest distraction, and s- staying high vibe, staying positive,
Oh, yes.
staying on point no matter what's going on around me. And
Wow.
that's the work that I'm doing. Because I'm so close to DC, you can't like, and it affects us all. It affects the world. But I'm not blind, but also I'm not letting that circumstance sidetrack me. So I think if anything that would be that, politically, what is going on. But we can't see everything with our eyes because just because it looks a certain way doesn't mean it is that way. So I actually became aware that even though I don't watch a lot of news or those kind of things, it still was affecting me. So now I scheduled. And I'll be honest. I scheduled acupuncture. Like I love body work, massage, acupuncture. So supporting tools. There's nothing wrong with that. A friend of mine told me about a therapist. I'm going to go start seeing therapy. So go to a therapist so I can talk about these things and not hold them in.
Hmm.
Um, I also recently met with an energy healer that helps you move energy through your body and move trauma through your body. All of those things help you to continue to show up even when you feel like everything is going wrong around you.
Such so well said. And I know I put the book up, Ego is the Enemy.
Mhm.
I think when we seek help, it means we're not an ego.
Right.
Because sometimes we could be trying the same. Our coach said to do this, so we do it. Yeah, my coach said. Yeah, my coach said. It's not working. It's not working. It's not working. Rather than maybe saying, okay, yeah, my coach has put me in the right direction, but I can meander this way, meander that way, and do this and do this. And so,
Totally.
sometimes we're not looking for the coach for the answer, but the coach might get us into the forest,
Totally.
but it's up to us to find that GPS, and that
Yeah.
GPS is internal GPS looking within.
And my coaching is not where I tell people what to do.
Wow.
If the, yeah, I give them space to discover what works for them.
Wow.
And I pay attention to the limiting beliefs that may be keeping them stuck. A lot of what I do is around mindset and identity. So it's not just, oh, let's sell this and let's have this, strategy. It's like, what is the person thinking? How are they behaving? What resistance is coming up? And even when they ask me, like, I have strategies, obviously, but then I will say to them, you still have to decide what works best for you and your business. I'm a guide. Like, that's how I view myself, not as a boss, but as a guide that's on the journey with you. And I'm helping you avoid the pitfalls on the journey. That's how I view my coaching. It's not like I'm the expert and I'm here to tell you to do 1 through 20 and let's go through this list. No, this might not work for you. Like a lot of my coaching is more personalized for where the person is, their mindset, their knowledge. Not everybody comes to the table with the same exact experience.
No, that makes perfect sense. Someone comes to you, like the people that may have found you on TikTok, they've become a client of yours and it's time to get working. What are the three pillars that you do with every client
Mhm.
that produces them that predictable result?
Um, Desire. So the
Mm.
first thing I really help them do is tap into their desires because if the desire isn't there, I could tell you to do a million things and there's nothing to drive you, which I guess it's not even your why. It's more like, what do you really want? What do you really want? And then I don't really have an exact order, but we
Okay.
talk about the identity that we're
Yeah.
creating. So we start with the desire, which is the result they desire. And then we look at what are they thinking and how are they feeling? Because your thoughts create your results. So I could give you all the strategies in the world, but if you get off the call and you're thinking, I can't do this, or in my past, I tried this 10 times and it didn't work, so I can't do it now. No, we work on shifting your thoughts and your feelings. And people don't realize that you can decide how you want to feel. You can get up in the morning and decide today's going to be an amazing day. I can tell by your energy, you decide that every day. You decide that. You decide that before an interview. This is going to be an amazing interview. I can feel it with your energy. And from there, then we take inspired action
Wow.
because your action then is
Good.
more driven by the thoughts you're thinking and the
Mm,
feelings you're feeling. So if
good.
you're feeling crappy thoughts, I say thoughts are like an item. I address them. So people will talk to me and they'll just say, it's so hard out here with the economy, things are really challenging. And I'll say, hold on, what if that's not true? What if it's really not that challenging? What if we're just telling ourselves it's challenging? So I help them address the thoughts that are getting in their way, and then we shift to an intentional thought that will power them forward, that will move them forward and keep their vibration higher. And I do that with every client. And then the actions that they take, like I said, they're inspired actions. I help them come up with the actions they take
Wow.
because everybody's, they say bespoke services, it's personalized to you, your situation, how you're coming to me. So I have them come up with a list of 25 actions they're going to take. And we don't do that on one call. Most of the time that's their homework. Come back to me and tell me what actions you're going to take. Tell me who inspires you. This is how I coach. Who inspires you? Whose videos do you watch every day? A lot of times people say I inspire them. And I'm like, really? Because when you find who inspires you, they are evidence that it's possible for you too.
Wow.
So my work is a little bit different than, how a lot of people coach because they have to be self-driven. I can give you all the strategies and actions, but if you're not self-driven, I can't, walk around with you all the time. And the other thing, I hate when people tell you, here's the sales script. Here's the podcast script. Say it this way, do it that way. I remember getting that and I could never get it right because it wasn't me. I want people to do things from their heart and soul, not from my script.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Mm,
how, and it works. I have one client and she was not even a coach. She had gotten laid off of her job and had like a few months severance. And she was like, Gail, I do not want to get another job. And we started talking, and I'm asking her about her desires and who she really is and what does she really want to do. And she said, you know what? I have psychic abilities and I've hidden them my whole life. I've never talked to like my family or friends or anything about it. I really want to come out like talking about being a psychic. And she also was a divorced mom who was dating. We put them together. And so she started helping single moms date using her psychic abilities. Now she has no coach certification. I
wow.
gave her no script, nothing. She just started talking about it and she made 8K in 18 days as a
Wow.
new coach with no list, like no website, like all the things that people think they need. I teach you don't need any of those to get a client. You don't need those things. You need to tell everybody how you can help them and start helping them. And then those other things can come. Those other things are a distraction.
Wow. Especially on November the 4th, 2025, where trust is at all-time low, truth is at all-time low. People are looking for authenticity and
Yes,
connection. I think there's some sort of renaissance in authentic connection. I think there's that type of renaissance, right?
yes, that I'm all about it. When I was trying to do things the other way, it felt very performative. Like, okay, I gotta get here and I have to say this. Oh, what's my elevator pitch? Like, oh, if I meet somebody, I have to say it in the same. I couldn't do it anymore. I literally could not do it. And that's why I started going off on my own path, doing it my own way, adding my own extra Magic. Look, I tell people we create magic up in here. This is not your stuffy. I worked in corporate as an accountant for my last position was 16 years with the same company.
Wow,
I didn't come this far to come in here and apply that same stuff. I didn't. We create magic up in here.
amazing. This conversation has been magic. Let them know how they get hold of you and who
Yeah.
you are looking to serve.
Yeah, look for me on Substack. They can learn so much about me on Substack. I've had people tell me that they like feel like they know me because they've read all my stories. So it's called the Old Black Lady Chronicles, and I'm on Substack. And I'm looking to serve women who are over 50, who have lots of education, lots of experience, are very highly successful, but they're tired of the same old BS that they're getting in corporate. And also, they're afraid of losing their jobs. They're afraid of being laid off or aged out because there's a lot of age discrimination going on. That's my ideal client. The people that are they're driven, they're successful, but they're tired of the BS and they're ready for something different.
Amazing. What a conversation. Thank you, Gail, for your time today. And
You're
yeah, I'm
welcome.
looking forward to hearing more of the stories in terms of who you sell. I know without a shadow of a doubt that you are a brilliant coach. I know that you get your clients some splendid results. So, God bless you and, keep the light shining.
Thank you.
Amazing.